The deal to save the U.S. from default. President Barack Obama says leaders from both parties in both chambers have finally reached a deal to raise the debt ceiling. Bloomberg's Hughes has the latest on this developing story. Live from Washington, Megan, what details do we have so far?
Well, we've got it pretty well laid out, but keep in mind, Mark, this plan still does have to pass through both chambers of Congress, so it's not a done deal yet. But President Obama does say that leaders from both parties are on board. He says it isn't the grand bargain that he would have preferred, but it does move towards deficit reduction and prevents default.
This process has been messy. It's taken far too long. I've been concerned about the impact that it has had on business confidence and consumer confidence and the economy as a whole over the last month. Nevertheless, ultimately, the leaders of both parties have found their way toward compromise, and I want to thank them for that.
So let's talk about what this plan specifically would do. It raises the debt ceiling $2.1 trillion, which should last into 2013. That's something that the president wanted. He said would help stabilize the markets. It also makes cuts in two steps, immediately trimming $917 billion, then charging a special committee with finding $1.5 trillion in deficit savings by the end of the year. Now, that would have to be voted on by December 23rd. If the committee can't make those cuts, what we're calling a trigger goes into effect, sweeping automatic cuts. That includes defense programs and Medicare. Now, both the House and the Senate are expecting to pass this Monday afternoon. That is, of course, ahead of the Tuesday night deadline for default.
Megan, will the vote be close? I mean, is there still a lot of dissent?
Well, again, we are expecting this to pass. We've got House Speaker John Boehner on board, Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Majority Leader Harry Reid in the Senate. But there are going to be some people very unhappy with this in both parties. Some of the conservative, the Tea Party members, of course, that really wanted a huge deficit reduction package, really wanted this to address entitlements, really want a balanced budget amendment. And then, of course, on the other side, some of the progressive Democrats who are very upset that this doesn't include any revenue increase, any sort of tax increases on the most wealthy Americans, and really say that this is being done on the backs of the middle class.